Well, we're coming into the marvelous C-Suite Network Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. So glad you're here. Let's give some sparkle fingers to our ladies watching the broadcast and our gentlemen friends. Yes, and whomever's watching this broadcast, we're so glad you're here. Wow, we have a power-packed, strategy-filled, action-taking, inspiring program for today. So glad to be sharing this with you. So let me hop into some slides. We're going to let more of our sisters and brothers come into the program today. And today's topic is how to get into corporate. Okay. And for how many of you is this like really timely, really important? Okay. Yeah, I think it really is. Yep. Thank you so much. So let me go ahead and I want to share some of my slides here and just jump right in. Okay, so thank you. And put in the chat as I'm going to just hop right in. I'm Kathleen Caldwell, founder of C-Suite Networks, Women's Coaching and Consulting Council, and also the founder of the Women's Success Accelerator. And this topic today is so near and dear to my heart because we're creating a business sisterhood. Ladies, we're starting a business sisterhood. We're growing and expanding. So be sure to put in the chat your LinkedIn information. Okay. We want to be sure that we connect after today. And also we use the chat for connection, not promotion, and certainly not competition. We want to connect with each other. So be sure to put your contact information in the chat. And here we are, day 2. Big pat on the back for each of you. You were here yesterday. If you watch the replay, if you're just popping on now, it's all good. Congratulations. Nice work. I want to stop the sharing and come on over to gallery mode. And just curious, what's emerging for you? What's important to you? What's one aha? Never thought of that. Or I'm going to try that on. What's been popping up for you on our broadcast? Love to get some input. Caitlin, of course, LaTanya, whomever would like to come off mute, just jump right in. I want to get your voices in here, ladies.
I'm still considering the idea of a strategist over coach and this sort of how can that be worked into other things that I write and other things that I do. So that's still on my mind. Excellent.
Caitlin, this is great. And may I say, with all of this, this is a big experimentation, right? We try things on, we see how it resonates, we see how it vibrates, we see how we feel. We just try, like we're trying on a new coat or a new cape and see how it works out. The cool thing here is nothing is set in stone. You get to try it out. And if you like you like the results you're getting, keep going. You can always refine along the way. Interview a lot of people. This is a great strategy you're bringing up, Caitlin, because how we define ourselves and our title makes a big difference. It's how people see you. And we talked about this yesterday and last week, if you're leading with, I'm a coach consultant, okay, great. But what that also does is it often puts us in a box. And I don't know of anybody who wants to be put in a box and kept in a box. Okay. Yeah. So great point, Caitlin. Thank you. Anybody else would like to jump in? And if you can take yourself off mute, if you'd like to put your video on, it's important for each of us that we see you. Okay. We want to support you. We're here showing up. We want you to come and show up. So if you can come off video, come on video, come off mute. We want that because we want to support you. Okay. Great. So feel free to hop in, raise your hand. This session is going to be very interactive. And I really encourage you, get your sharpest pencil or pen ready to go. Okay. Because today's topic is really important and really, really timely. Okay. So, we discussed yesterday and last week, of course, the opportunity is so important for this right now. The opportunity is real, and people are breaking out of corporate in the thousands and the hundreds of thousands, and some even say the millions. They want more options. They want more opportunities. And so hence this is a paradox way of thinking, but I love to do this. When all people are zigging, I like to zag. Okay. Taking my passion, my experience, my interest. This has been like such an aha for me. Hello, I spent 20 some years in corporate, and I have so much experience. Why am I not doing more of that teaching? Hence today. Okay. So when people are breaking out, I highly recommend there's an opportunity for you to break back in. Because as we talked about yesterday and the day before and last week is, this is an opportunity for you to create value, retention, community, belonging, skills that we're going to talk about in just a moment, back into corporate. Our beautiful HR brothers and sisters cannot do it alone. CEOs, leaders, they can't do it alone. They need you. They need you as a trusted advisor. And why are we doing a summit? Well, hello, a summit is the most perfect way to think about this is a journey. Okay. And I'd like to, if our dear sister Olga can come off of, come on camera, we'd love to see you. I know she was on the call a few minutes ago. Partially, I got a little bit of inspiration about this whole idea of a summit from Olga. She's a very powerful person. And this is the power of referrals, the power of connection and community. I learned about Olga through a mutual friend. And our mutual friend made this introduction, and this planted a seed for the metaphor for a summit for this week. So for each of you, I'd like for you to be thinking about what are the metaphors, what are the examples, what are the things that you can use in your business to help take your clients on a journey. Okay. So I'd like to give some shout out to Olga. She's the first, she wants to be, and she's on her way to be the first woman in the world to summit the 7-second summits, the second highest mountains of each of the 7 continents. Now that's a mouthful, but it's very, very powerful because Olga is an elite athlete. She's been climbing, as she told me, since she was 7. She's already summited 4 of the highest mountains in the world, including Mount Everest, K2, Annapurna. She also has 4 more summits to reach her goal of the 7. And what Olga said to me that was so incredibly powerful, and of course, we want to support our sister, reach out to her on LinkedIn, is that the important thing with a summit is preparation is 80% of success. Just take that in for a moment, 80% of success. So just like summiting Mount Everest or summiting or going on any long journey, we've got to get ready. And that's what today is all about. And that's what yesterday is all about, is getting ready to go on the summit, go on the journey to get into corporate. And as we were joking yesterday, we won't be calling up the switchboard at PepsiCo, or we won't be calling up the switchboard at Frito-Lay or Kraft Foods or AT&T or Apple and saying, hello, I'd like to know who is in charge of your coaching and consulting problems or your needs. Probably won't go well. So preparation is part of today. Okay. So base camp 1, and I just loved all these analogies. And Olga, if you would like to come on and just chat for a second and tell us, a little bit more about this summit analogy, we would love it. Okay. How many of you relate to the summit idea? Okay. Yeah. It's a very powerful metaphor. And as we discussed last week and today, is the first step is defining your target market. Who are you going for? Okay. Because the strategies are different. We also discussed, and I'm doing a little recap for many of you who were not here yesterday. I want to catch you up. Base camp number 2 is, what's your specialization and your niche? Okay. Where do you have experience? What are you passionate about? What's your point of view? What solutions do you have? How can you add value? Okay. This is part of our preparation, ladies. And then of course, base camp number 3 we discussed yesterday is, what's your why? Okay. And I'm just curious for each of you, what was emerging when you were simmering about your why, your experience? why you want to do this. We want diversified income, diversified clients, variety, more interesting clients, more challenge, but ultimately more impact. So would love to pause here for just a moment and, get some input from you on, in a couple sentences, what's your why? How do you see your experience connecting into your opportunity? Yvette, would you like to jump in a couple sentences and share? Because you were very lively yesterday and we really appreciate your input.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that my why, my passion it's helping organizations to really have a harmonious workplace, because 80% of our waking up hours, we're inside the workplace. Even though that we're doing work online, people continue having the visceral effects of not having good relationship, even though the people are online. That's what I noticed in these past 2 years. So that is my passion.
Yvette, that is so powerful. And, the key here too is that you can help, like all of us, but you specifically can help people have a better quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
And when they have a better quality of life, they're more engaged at work. They're more productive. They're happier. They're advocates and representatives for the companies that they work for.
Yes.
So the brand of the company improves when you help the employees. You guide the employees to having better harmony, work-life harmony, negotiation. You mentioned that, using the power of communication and connection with others. So you can see, like, that short little description that I just came up with is a lot different than, hello, I'm a coach. Okay, well, like, what does that mean? No, I guide and mentor people to be happier at work, more productive at work, more inspired at work. And when they're more inspired, they're more loyal. And also they refer other great employees to your company. Are you looking for more employees that are great? Of course they are, right? Because we're going to pop in and just do a little reminder of why do organizations hire great trusted advisors and thought leaders, really? So as we go through our program today, you're going to see, everyone will see how you can move from coach consultant to actually being the expert and the specialist and the thought leader that's highly in demand. Great. Yvette, sparkle fingers for you. Thank you. Yeah. Caitlin, what's emerging for you if you'd like to share, about your specialization in a couple sentences and thought, moving from this coach consultant to strategist? You mentioned that earlier.
Yep, I'm on a mission to end burnout culture. So I help organizations create burnout-proof teams and help people recover from burnout without quitting their jobs for retention. So it's kind of, my mission is to end burnout culture. That's the fastest way to say it.
Excellent. Excellent. And Caitlin, could I jump in and give you a little visibility on that too? Yeah, that's perfect. And how about the idea also of you are on a mission to end burnout culture so that companies can do this, employees can do this, and humanity can do this. So maybe it's something like so that they can be this, do this, and have this. So you're taking the kind of quote unquote negative of burnout and you're translating it into possibility and opportunity. And all of those things can be monetized, my friend. Yeah. Yeah. Helpful?
I just got off the phone with Pepsi, so.
Excellent. Excellent. Great. Great. Yeah. So, for each of us, we do X, Y, and Z so that X, Y, and Z is possible. And it's like the thing that we do that really only we can do. All right. We'll talk about that in a moment, but congratulations. Great. Thank you. And who wouldn't want that, right? Hello. Yeah. Yeah. And through our strategies today, for each of you, you can position yourself as the global leader in a particular niche because you've done the research. I'm going to show you how to do this research and how to become the trusted advisor and the thought leader in this area. We don't have to be the thought leader in all of human resources or all of transformation or all of business. No, but we can be a specialist, an expert, a trusted advisor, thought leader, a go-to person that's highly regarded and highly compensated in our niche. Fun. And then we leverage that niche into other niches. So congratulations. Great. Anyone else want to jump in? Thoughts about, how you can take your specialty and your expertise? I kind of forgot what the first question was. So I'm just figuring it out, thinking about what it could be now. And because there's so much I want to share with you. But LaTanya, if you'd like to jump in, you feel free. In a couple sentences, thoughts about your positioning, where you're going, what's possible for you.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity. I think that for me, a lot of the information that has been shared here, particularly around repositioning language, I thought about that. So it was good to hear I was on the right track. Because as you mentioned, and as some of the other ladies have mentioned, you see a lot of people talk about consultants. So I like to see myself as an advisor. So I did think about adding strategic advisor, because a lot of the work that we do, and particularly what I'm doing is, helping organizations roll out their strategy as it relates to talent, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so, for me, it's just really positioning myself as an advisor, leveraging my expertise and years of experience.
Oh, yeah.
And it was helpful to also see that, and I had talked about this before, that one of the things that I wanted to tap into outside of corporate, because many of us come from the corporate field. So I know what it's like to be in corporate and work with consultants.
Yes.
And now to be on that other side, it's just kind of helpful to understand from other consultants, kind of, and learn some of the best practices, things to watch out for, things to look out for, et cetera, et cetera. But also just expanding into other areas, we can actually niche down and just, and that's what I, am looking to do, but do it in a variety of different industries.
Oh,
because
gorgeous.
like I said, we can't be everything to everyone, and you don't want to do that. But also tapping into education and associations. And something that you have mentioned too, like about board development, I sit on some boards, nonprofit boards, and I've been helping them to, develop, their strategies, and roll out their board to be a little bit more effective. So that's something to think about down the road and in the future.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. If you're inspired by what LaTanya shared, come on. Woo, powerful. Yes. Yes. Because LaTanya, I think the opportunity also for you is to become a strategic trusted advisor. Geez, I don't know if anybody has that title, but it fits for you, lady. It really does. Trusted strategic advisor, guiding organizations to high performance, high potential, high engagement, high profits, something of that nature, through the power of teams, employees, and human potential, human engagement, through engagement, something of that nature. But I really see you as a trusted strategic advisor.
Thank you.
That makes me go, what? That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. And for-profit boards as well. We can really see for you, with the board development is becoming a highly compensated board member. And I'll put a little plug in the C-Suite Network Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. We did a program last year about how to get on and become a highly compensated board member. So it's an incredible program. Go to our YouTube channel and we share I brought on 2 experts on board development and how we can move from nonprofit, which is super great, and also add in diversity, becoming a compensated, highly valued board member for public and private companies. Okay, so there's another idea there. We're just dropping the ideas, the strategies, the new ahas. really good. Very nice. Congratulations, Latanya. Love that. Okay,
Thank you.
so let me pop in. Ladies, I'm excited. This is so fabulous. Woo. Okay, here we go. All right, let me just jump back in here. So yeah, we were talking about our why. Hello, that's what we were doing, is our why. And you know this old saying, but it's so darn true, is our actions speak so loudly, people can't hear what we're saying. So when we bring enthusiasm, we bring knowledge, we bring passion, we bring a particular point of view, bring the caring, bring the concern and the regard, bring the commitment to the work that we're doing, people see it, they feel it, they know it. And this is how, one of the many ways that we've been talking about, how do you differentiate yourself from the millions of coaches and consultants out there? Okay, you are one. You're yes, in a profession, we're one of many, but I want to also mention that you are a category of one. So we're going to talk about how to do that. Okay, so knowing your why and conveying your why, really, really, really important. Okay, your stand for people, your stand for corporations, your partnership, your allyship, all of this is really important. And then, of course, yesterday we discussed, why do organizations hire coaches and consultants? We're using that name internally, but these are the things that people are dealing with. So the question came up to me in email yesterday: how do I go from being a life coach to being a corporate coach? Well, this is really important, because we've got to be able to translate the results we get for people. And by the way, corporations, organizations, associations, all they are groups of people, humans, coming together for a common cause, coming together for a common purpose, a mission. They're people that are employed by a organization, association. They're ultimately just humans, just like us. Okay, so translating the life coaching results that we have with people into results that people in organizations care about. Okay, it's a translation. Okay, so we discussed this yesterday. And of course, just a quick little final recap on this. It's really, really, really important to know the results that we're getting. So this is important with all of your clients, with all of your colleagues, with all of the people that you're in relationship, thinking about and get their feedback on this. Interview colleagues. What problems do you see that I'm solving? And when we get into the corporate arena, we're looking at what are we going to solve? Who owns the problem internally? What solutions do you have? Okay, what systems, frameworks, assessments, specialized knowledge, training, what experience do you have? And ultimately, what are the results you can deliver with people, for people, and in support of people? Okay, so base camp 1, 2, and 3, we've already been through these. Your market, your target market, your specialization, your solutions, and your why. Okay, what we were going through. And then today's topic, really important, because we're going to talk about the next steps to get in to corporate. Okay, all of this is well and good, but the important thing is, how do we start applying all of these preparation? Remember, 80% of preparation is related to success. We got to be ready before we have a strategy to get in. So this is, I want to share with you, and again, what I'm modeling for you, I encourage each of you to model for yourself. Think about the frameworks. People love frameworks. Just saying that I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, I'm a trusted advisor, I'm a thought leader. Okay, great. But I'm encouraging you to take the next step, which is, and I have a framework, and I have systems, and I have a trademarked system or proprietary methodology that helps people go from this to this. So I've created the Sweet Spot Success Strategy. That's a lot of S's, ladies, okay? But it makes me slow down. Sweet Spot Success Strategy. So in corporate, I'm going to just follow me around the framework here. We're going to jump into more about this. Is we're looking for the best people in the organization that have the best problems, the best ability to solve the problem or make decisions on problems, and the timing, the best timing now, okay? Because if they've got challenges or issues or opportunities, and it's not the best time for them because they're right in the middle of an enterprise resource planning transformational project, they're not going to be so excited about looking at other problems like retention, like morale, like absenteeism, like they've got to meet certain numbers, and their vendor retention rate is down. I mean, there's so many problems. So we've got to have the best, work with the people that have the best ability to make decisions, the best timing, and yours is the best solution. Okay. Does it have to be the best global solution? Absolutely not. But you have the best solution for what they're dealing with. And then finally, it's the best now. Okay. They're ready, willing, and able to make a decision to move forward or take the next step. Now, the next step could be a consultation with you, a conversation with you. It could be learning more about doing an intake, learning more about what's happening in their business, the implications, the impact, the consequences of what's happening if they don't get things fixed now. There's so many parts to this. So the sweet spot success strategy means you've got all of these items together, okay? And I assure you, sisters and brothers, also, if you're watching the replay, in my entire life, I have never known a corporation or organization to make a $50,000, $100,000, $250,000, even $10,000 commitment by pressing buy now in the shopping cart without a conversation with you. Okay. They just don't do it. They're not going to go and say, okay, I think I'll just go ahead and buy this item that's in the shopping cart. I'm going to press buy. And I've never talked to this trusted advisor before. I've never talked to this consultant. I've never talked to this coach before. I'm just going to buy this. And it's a high ticket. It just doesn't happen. So what we're going to do is talk about the procedure the process to go through and start those conversations. Okay. So I want to pause here. Any questions, any comments before I move forward? I just laid on a lot of data points to you. Okay. And ultimately, what we want, isn't it? Don't we want to go higher ticket, higher value? We don't want to be at $300 a month coach consultant, 2 calls every 2 weeks, email support. No, that's not who we are, right? We want to get out of the box into higher value opportunities. Okay. All right. So I see all of you leaning in and I'm loving it. Let me keep going. If you have questions, always put your reactions up, raise your hand. So you're also maybe noticing here, I've trademarked a lot of these terms, okay? So if you have been trained to use other, coaching and consulting methodology, I highly recommend that you start to build your own coaching and consulting nomenclature, your own processes. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to take things from other coaches and consultants or your training. No. I'm not talking about trademark or copyright problems. No, but I'm saying for you, a great coach like me could help you determine what's your framework, what's your system, what's your methodology. Okay. I have not known a coach or consultant that had a freedom lifestyle and made millions of dollars or whatever the goal was and became independently wealthy and worked with the clients when they want, how they want, where they want, and achieved big goals by using another coach's framework. Okay, let me just put it out there. I want to encourage you, start with another company's framework, but start to develop your own systems that are trademarked and copywritten. Okay, because then you have them, they're yours, and you could even license these ideas and frameworks and systems and methodologies and programs and products to others, coaches, to deliver. Okay, really powerful. And I'm laying on you a lot of next ideas here, but let's get into the framework and a continuum that within corporate, This co-acceleration concept is one that I'm trademarking. And what it means is we turn conversations into connection, and co-acceleration, meaning we have agreement that we want to work together and we want to accelerate results. Okay. That turns into contracts, clients, coaching and consulting opportunities, cash. And that's cool, isn't it? Right? So think about, this is the whole continuum here. And it starts with having conversations. So this is really important. How do you get into corporate? Well, picking the right strategy for you. Okay. So if you're starting your coaching and consulting business, or you're transferring from being a life coach, which is awesome, into corporate coaching, again, we're using that language inside of our conversation here. You might want to start at stage one. If you're growing your business, which is also the clients that I work with, if you're growing your business, you've already got, a great base of clients already, and you've got great, connections and community. You might want to jump into stage two, or stage three is a stage of scaling. Okay. We're not going to get into all the details of this, but I just want you to know the important thing is start where you are, because guess what, sisters, sales is service. That's all sales is. And when you get into corporate, that's all we're doing is it's sales. Okay. So I have listed for you, and you could take a screenshot of this if you'd like to. And by the way, I have a workbook coming out with all of these strategies. So you're going to be able to go in and start working for yourself on all of these topics and these distinctions. But how you get into corporate is one of many of these strategies. Okay. So I'm going to quickly go through the strategies, and then we're going to dial into how do you start dialing for prospects. Okay. We're going to get into the practical application of this. So one of the many strategies you can use are, first of all, researching and becoming the expert on organizations, corporations, recent experience that you have. Where were you were you employed? What was your recent experience? Yours and other people. Okay. So if you have current clients, you can tap into their recent experience. What's the role in companies that you're looking for? Do you like working with HR? Do you like working with sales? Do you like working with internal recruiters? Who's the type of people? Who are the type of people that you like to work with? Think of the role in corporations that you'd like to work with. What are the responsibilities? Okay. I was never had no experience really in manufacturing, but I learned so much about it and was engaged by a client and retained by a client to learn more about the responsibilities in manufacturing. It was a great experience to do that. So how to get into sales and get into corporation is also by referral. Who do you know that's already in corporate? A recommendation is another powerful way to get into corporate. And I'm just buzzing through this because we're going to hop on to the actual technical parts of how to get in, the specifics, but I want to give you the framework that you can also have regard for people. Who do you see on LinkedIn that you appreciate that's in corporate? And also leveraging the regard that others have for you, right? You've got people that are your advocates and fans. How are you leveraging that? Recognizing is a great strategy to get into corporate because you can recognize other people doing posts and creating affinity and affiliation with people who are potentially your ideal clients. Recognize them, give them kudos, reputation, yours and theirs. A key strategy that literally no one uses. And again, I want to just give you a whole bunch of ideas, let them resonate, and then we're going to hop in next to how do you apply some of these. But a key inner secret strategy is retirees. Who do you know who is retiring or has retired from a corporation or association? Listen, ladies, they will tell you all about the company. They will give you the inside secrets. Now, we don't want to know the dirt that may be confidential or whatever. We're not asking for any sort of trademarks or any sort of patent information. No, we want to learn about the culture. Who are the people we need to connect with? So how many of you know of retirees who have left or planning to leave the corporation, and they want to tell you all about their job experience? It's a treasure trove, okay? Interviewing them. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And then the final strategy on how to get into corporate is a regional approach. I love doing business with companies, organizations, associations within a 60 to 100-mile radius of where I live. I don't want to be on nonstop planes, okay? So a regional approach to getting into corporations is to look in your region, do the research, do the investigation. Who are the larger companies in your region? Okay. And doing the research. This is, again, 80% preparation leads to success. All right. And then I'm just going to lay on you a couple ideas, and then we're going to hop into the specifics here. And by the way, this in the Women's Success Accelerator year-long program, you get step-by-step guidance and mentoring on how to do all this. Okay. And I'm just transferring all of 22 plus years of experience and content and success over to you to pick out a couple things that are resonating. You do not, nor should you, do all these things at once. Okay. It's overload, but pick out some things that are resonating. So writing in here, hey, I like that retiree strategy. Hey, I like that regional strategy. Hey, I like that recognition strategy. I'm going to start publicly recognizing people for the good work that they're doing on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter and whatever your social is. Okay. So taking one strategy, and we're doing this to connect genuinely and authentically. Okay. So next step, tactical. We're getting into tactical now. How do you get into corporate is we're looking again for the best people. So step number one, make a list of your current contacts, your current community, your current tribe. Okay. You'd be amazed at all of the people that you know. Okay. And then just go through the list. Make a top 20 list. Everybody can do this. Top 20 list of the people in your community. Now you can take this in segments. I know many of you got huge communities on LinkedIn, but start going through your community and make a list of the people who know you, like you, and trust you. And this could even be your current clients or your past clients. We just want to get a list together of 20 people. Okay. The top, this is your, could be your dream 20, the people that you just like, oh, I love that person. I loved working with them as a client. Oh, I admire them. I highly recommend don't go for the top CEOs of the companies you'd like to work with. That's not the strategy. It's the people who already know you, like you, and trust you. Step number 3, connect with them by email or phone or social or text. And schedule a Zoom call with them. All right, you're saying, Kathleen, that sounds great, but what am I going to say? Hello, this is the next strategy, friends. The strategy is we're going to connect with them because they already know you and like you and trust you. Set up the call. Now, sisters, you can use this exact language, okay? Use this exact language. And when you build your corporate coaching and consulting business, I would love for you to say, Kathleen Caldwell on that summit gave me that one strategy, and I want to thank Kathleen Caldwell for this, okay? Give me a little kudos on this. But this is the language, okay? It's so simple. So you have your top 20 list of people who know you and like you and trust you. You've got your list, and you're going to reach out to them, and you're going to send them a text. You're going to send them an email. You're going to send them a LinkedIn message and say, Joni, Susie, Robert, Antonio, I'm doing research on certain businesses, XYZ businesses. I'm doing research on the manufacturing industry. I'm doing research on global businesses. Put in whatever is top of mind for you. What are you doing research on? And I was wondering if you would speak with me for 15 minutes on Zoom, okay? Or over the phone, whatever works, okay? This is all we're doing, ladies, okay? We are not going on LinkedIn or Facebook or sending an email blast saying, I am a coach consultant and I would like to work with your company. Please give me the name of the top director in human resources. No, we're not doing that, okay? We have an outreach research project, okay? And doesn't this feel good? It feels really easy, doesn't it? Everybody can do this. I'm doing research on these types of businesses, yes. And I was wondering if you'd speak with me for 15 minutes. Yvette, let me run through the next slide and I think it may answer your questions. Okay, we'll jump in. So we're looking for the best people in the organization. We're also looking for the best problems that we can solve. Okay, so you're on the phone, you've set up the call, you've asked permission. And again, we're sorting, ladies and gentlemen, we're sorting, we're dating, we're trying to go on some first dates here, right? You wouldn't go on a first date and say, hello, I'd like to marry you. And I'd like to get into your organization. And I don't know anything about you, but I'd like to really start dating exclusively. No, we wouldn't do that. You know, we want to just date. We just want to learn more about the other person, find the mutual benefits and the opportunities. So here's the script, sisters. Hi, John. Hi, Samuel. Hi, Susan, whatever the person's name is. And just engage on the phone with a little bit of relationship connecting conversation. If they're a past client, you say something like, I just want to tell you, I loved the time that we worked together. You know, just jumping in, how are things since we were coaching together? Again, we're not trying to convince them to be clients again. No, we've got this beautiful neutral charge. We don't have a negative charge. We don't have a positive charge. We genuinely want to know, how are they? Now, that's not the intention of the call, but we want to warm up the call, okay? And then you jump into, so Susan, Sandy, Samuel, I'm doing some research about businesses in this particular industry. And I know that's where you came from, right? You have experience in that business. I would love your insights about the manufacturing industry or about sales or about HR in small businesses, because I'm building and expanding my strategy business, not necessarily my coaching consulting business, but I'm expanding my business. Okay. I'm doing research about businesses in this particular area. Now, obviously, they have to have experience and knowledge of that kind of industry. So if you're interviewing a current client or past client and they're in PepsiCo, well, of course, that's that's perhaps the beverage industry, or it's manufacturing, or if it's large corporations. Think of what the connection is there for you. Okay. And then finally, just curious, again, here's the script. I'm turning it over to you. We're looking for the best people with the best problems that you can solve. Just curious, what would you say are the biggest challenges? And again, put this in your own language, but I'm giving you a script here. Just curious, what are the biggest challenges facing companies in your industry? What are companies dealing with right now? Is retention an issue? Is morale an issue? Again, we're not looking for inside secrets. We're not looking for, the dirt on the company. We're not looking for gossip. No. We're just getting their perspective, because guess what? You're interviewing them as an expert. Okay. That elevates them to a high level. And then, I'm just kind of curious, just wondering, do you think your company is dealing with these same things? And then we let them talk. We let them talk. We listen. We put on our good ears and our good listening heart. And, and we listen. And then we also ask at the very end, just wondering, just kind of curious, has your company invested? Have they brought in outside specialists to help with these kinds of things? Oh, cool. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if a company has invested in coaching or consulting in the past, the chances are extremely high they will do it again. Okay, so we're looking for companies that are ready, willing, and able to hire you and engage you. We're not looking to convince companies. We're not looking to transform or boil the ocean. We're looking for relationships with the right people who have the right problems that you can solve. Okay. All right. And then the final part of the strategy is thank you with the person on the phone. Thank you. You know, I so appreciate you taking the time to talk with me and share your experience. You know, just curious question. Could I reconnect back with you to share my findings? Because I'm doing a lot of research about this. Could I reconnect back with you about this? Because I'm creating, you know, a white paper. I won't quote you on this at all, but, you know, can I reconnect with you after I've done some more research? And of course, they're going to say, absolutely, yes. And you then say, thank you. Follow up with an email. So appreciated our time together. Thank you for the time to talk to me. So get that, you know, there's opportunities here. Okay, final step. By the way, who's taking a breath here? I need to. So you've got the script. You're looking for the best people, the best problems, and you have the solutions here. So what you do with all this, and I recommend doing at least 5 to 10, better 20 interviews, informational interviews, research. You're doing research because if you don't do the research, you don't necessarily know the game you're in. So we're taking detailed notes. We're tracking the results of our research, put them in a spreadsheet, put the results in a spreadsheet and start to really see the trends, rate and rank the urgency and the importance of these issues you're hearing in these problems. You know, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 is not at all, 5 is the most. Start to notice some trends. What are the top issues and problems that you're hearing? Rank them and then determine how you can help solve the top problems. Okay? This is research and interviewing, sisters, that most people do not do. They never do this. And so you automatically become the expert when you've done this kind of research. Okay. So then what you do in the next step is you've got this research. You can start writing white papers. You can start writing workbooks. You can start doing posts on social. In my extensive research could be 10 companies. That's okay. In my research, I found these are the top issues that corporations are dealing with in the packaged goods, in the transportation, in the recruiting, in the whatever industry. And I have solutions on how to overcome them. Would you like to learn more? Okay. Or download my free report on the top 5 problems every financial institution is dealing with. You know, you've got a body of work now as a researcher and expert that you could start leveraging. Okay. Takes you from life coach, takes you from coach consultant into expert specialist. And then the final step is recommit and reconnect back to those people that you spoke with. Share your findings. Don't ever use names. Don't ever use information, proprietary information about the company. Just use general terms. Okay. All right. Because guess what? We're going to pause here in a moment. You're now the expert, the specialist. Share your findings. You automatically go to the top of the consideration list when you've got this kind of critical data. It takes you out of the rank of the millions of coaches into the specialists. Okay. All right. This is Sweet Spot Success Strategy. Again, what we're doing, how to get in is we're looking for the best people. We're looking for the best problems you can solve, the best ability to make decisions and sign a contract and agreement with you at the best time. You have the best solution and what's the best now. Okay. I guarantee you, if you take this approach starting today and you get to work today, tomorrow, and Friday, you have the possibility of having new clients immediately. Okay. Got to get to work. 80% of preparation determines your success. Okay. So I'm going to pause here for a moment and do a little recap ultimately, we want to build the relationship. We want to establish trust. We want to set up an opportunity for a next step. Okay. And when you do this research, you get the opportunity. You've earned the right for the next step. Reconnect on the results. And then the next curious question is, how can I be helpful to you and your company? How might I be helpful to you and your organization? How might I be helpful to you and your team? And then we zip it up and we listen. All right, ladies, I just dropped on you. Powerful strategies. I did not learn any of this in a book. I tell you, I learned it through doing it and succeeding and also failing. Okay. This is not taught in an MBA program. I assure you it's not taught, because they're going to pull out the book and they're going to say, create a letter that's addressed to the CEO and do a CEO strategy and send it FedEx and work through the gatekeeper and blah, blah, blah. This is not a CEO strategy. This is finding the right people in corporations that have the need. You have the solution. The timing is right. They can make decisions and we get going. Okay. And this could be, Yvette, I'm going to come over to you. This is beautiful. This could be just to do a pilot program. This could just be, I'd like to come in and do a lunch and learn for your team about how to be more inspired at work. This could be you doing a webinar. This could be you having them download a special report that you put together. We just want to get in, okay? Just get in. Once you're in, tomorrow we're going to talk about how to stay in, but we just want to get in. Event, please jump in. You have a question. And if you're enjoying this,
Yeah.
give me some sparkle fingers. I need a little love in here, ladies. Put up a little love in your reaction, a little thumbs up. Give me a little love in here, because I like literally, I'm like just pouring it out to you. Thank you. Yvette, please jump in, dear.
I tried to do kind of something similar to that when I became an instructor for the UC systems, for a few of the UC universities. And I reached out to my connections on the HR. And I told them, I'm in the middle of, developing curriculum for an HR, because I was trying to do it the soft way. Like, I'm not here selling anything, but rather I want your feedback in order for me to develop this course for the next generation of HR certified professionals.
So Yvette, your question is?
My question is, well, it's not a question. It just didn't work for me. Like, nobody responded back. And I'm wondering, I did it through LinkedIn, and I'm wondering what are the P's that I missed, because I have tried those efforts, and I don't know whether if I noticed that reaching out to HR, they want what I have because they don't have what I have, but then they want to get it and run away with it.
Yes.
They don't want to pay for it. They don't want to bring me in because they want to be the specialist in the company.
So here we go. This is beautiful. Starting with, and again, Friday, we're going to go through and have extensive Q&A success seat coaching. So I want you to bring this on Friday and let's dissect this in great deal. Delighted to do this. But the key is we're not going to be going step number one. And I first appreciate and acknowledge you for doing it. Okay. And, again, as we started, we try a strategy and then we refine it. We refine it. And one point that what I'm seeing and hearing from you is, who do we have relationships already with people who know us, like us, and trust us and want us to win? And we've got a relationship with them where it's mutual reciprocity, mutual benefit, mutual respect. Okay. If we're trying a sprinkling with people that we don't have relationships with, they're busy. They're probably not going to respond.
Yeah. And I don't think I have that because I came out of working for a university for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
And I never got the opportunity to ascend in the university. So therefore, that's why I came here to join this group, because I felt I don't have those relationships.
Yes. So
I
let's
have over 5,000 connections on LinkedIn,
amazing.
but I don't have the relationships.
Okay. So a takeaway from today, and again, congratulations to you. Kudos to you for going for it. And we're going to refine. Okay. We're going to refine. So I think a takeaway from today is also, Yvette, and for all of us, let's get into our LinkedIn and let's this afternoon, this evening, come prepared tomorrow. Who are the people? Let's pick out 10 to 20. And if you don't have that, 5 is good. Trusted people in our network that know us, like us, trust us. And pick out those people and let's start a campaign and a strategy with those people using what you learned today. Okay. We want to do the interview. We want to do the research. We want to get the conversation going. And that is a great way to start. Okay. And bring your question. We're going to do some success seed on Friday. Let's bring that into our time on Friday. I want to keep moving, but I appreciate you. Let's give Yvette some sparkle fingers. It takes a lot of courage to step up, and it takes a lot of courage to keep going. So for all of us, let's keep going. So very, very nice. And I'm not monitoring the chat because I want to get us completing here. These are courageous strategies, sisters. They're just courageous strategies. It's easy to keep the conversation going and to keep things going the way they've been, but this takes courage. Okay. And I think it's important to take a deep breath, see what's emerging. And Ronnie, I'm going to take some questions at the very, very end. Good. I see you. And by the way, we discussed at the very beginning of our broadcast, some of the questions about how to move from life coaching into corporate coaching. I spent quite a bit of time talking about that at the very beginning and laid out some specific strategies on how to remodel that and how to break into corporate, especially if you're a life coach. So, feel free. We'll have this replay up within about 5 hours at max. We'll have that out. Okay. So, for many of you, you've been asking me, Kathleen, where do I go from here? I want to do this. I really do want to break into corporate. And I want to mention to you again, what I'm modeling, you model for your clients. Okay. Because providing value, taking people on a journey, giving them tremendous insights and an opportunity to connect is all for naught if you don't have an offer. All right. Let me just say this. Some of us, we do webinars, we do lunch and learns, we do all kinds of things. We give, we over deliver, and then we don't ask for the business. So I'd like to invite you. I do have an offer because we in the Women's Success Accelerator, our year-long signature program, we help you launch, grow, and scale your successful coaching and consulting business. Okay. A year-long program where we take each of these strategies that I've been laying on you. We go through each one of them with great specificity and great deal of working with you individually. So you get the one-on-one coaching that you need. You also have the group dynamic and the group support. It's a beautiful blend of both. So we want to support you to have new opportunities for income, freedom, and making a global impact, because I know you want to. So very, very quickly, as we finish up here, in the Women's Success Accelerator, you learn about offers and proposals. You learn about how to overcome objections and how to price your programs, products, and services. You learn the frameworks and the systems that sell, how to create a winning sales process. Okay. Because we've been demonstrating, we just can't wing it. We've got to have a system and a framework. We also help you become a category of one and a sole source. We always want to be sole source, right? And if you don't know what that means, you're going to learn about that and how to have the right success mindset and breakthrough. So the doors are now open to the Women's Success Accelerator, and applications are now being taken. We have an application process. We want to make sure that we're the right fit for you and you're the right fit for us. So how this works is schedule a time with me on Calendly. Now, the doors are now opening for a short period of time. So if you've already got a time with me, I encourage you, jump on Calendly, move it up. Let's have a conversation. And we're not going to have a conversation about the program necessarily. We're going to have a conversation about you and your business. What are you committed to? Where are you going? What systems do you need to be in place to start making more money, have more time freedom, work with your ideal clients, and make a bigger impact? Because you know what? We can't do it alone. Because guess what? We know this. Now is your time. Now's your time. Whatever has happened in the past, fine. But now is your time. The time is now. We've got to get corporate people, corporate warriors coached up. They need it. They want it. And there's an opportunity for groups and masterminds and councils and boards. There's so much opportunity in corporate. When the rest of the world is going to trying to enroll and grind down the business to consumer market, I'm inviting you to jump over and zigzag over to the corporate market. Okay. And if you're already a corporate coaching consultant, there's more opportunity for you. Okay. On your terms. Let's do this together. Okay. So as we complete, curious about your biggest takeaway, and tomorrow's program is going to be really amazing about how do you stay in. You know, you're getting in. We're going to do a little recap. How do you get in? Bring your questions. How did your strategy go? Now, how do you actually stay in corporate? How do you leverage that one webinar, that one lunch and learn, that one engagement to enterprise-wide opportunities? Okay, going to be a powerful program. Be sure to schedule your time with me, Calendly, Kathleen Caldwell. So let me stop the sharing. Woo! I'm just curious, what's your takeaway? What's your next step? Or what did you find inspiring about today? Love to hear. And then we'll complete our time. Today we had so much to deliver. Yes, thank you. Yvette, do you want to jump in, LaTanya?
Well, in my situation, as I already told you, it's been 11 years since struggling and struggling for finding the client. And I have done little things here and there, but with no success. And I would definitely like to break that.
Yes, no doubt.
I would like to break that. You know, I'm wondering, what is your perspective with regards to the economy and how things are showing up with regards to the consulting and the coaching business? Do we have a space?
Yes.
And how can we protect ourselves with this changing economy?
Yvette, such great questions. And Friday, we're going to talk about big picture here, but I know, I believe, based on data and research and experience and results, is there's never actually been a better time now. There's never been a time to be a coach consultant in corporate. There's never been a better time. You know, if you logically look at all this, and we've been making the case for the last couple of days now, is, you know, we're in a very, very low unemployment, you know, situation in the United States of America and globally. And so holding on to key employees, and LaTanya will speak to this as well. She can. Holding on to key employees is absolutely critical. And in an era where organizations are looking to build more belonging, more tools, more resources, you know, heck, corporations and organizations are helping people pick up their dry cleaning and providing healthcare and childcare and bocce ball. Coaching and consulting deliver the results. So I would encourage for all of us, part of this mindset, part of this success mindset that we're going to go through. And of course, we work extensively in the year-long success accelerator, is mindset. If we have doubts, if we haven't done the research, and I'm not saying this is you, but I'm saying if we have doubts, we have any concerns, we haven't done our research. We don't know the facts, and we don't have a strong, powerful, valuable offer, we're not going to be successful. Okay. So the first person we've got to convince is right here. Okay. So we want to let go of the past, because we got to help our clients let go of the past too. Let go of the past, move forward powerfully with data, research, results, action, mindset, and ultimately commitment. Okay. So tomorrow we're going to jump in and talk about how to stay in. Friday, we're going to do some, some great just-in-time success coaching. Bring all of this to our call tomorrow and Friday. So thank you. Really appreciate your engagement. Long answer, but you can see I'm passionate about it. Yeah. Thank you. Good. LaTanya, final words as we complete our call today.
Sure. One of the biggest takeaways is you have to build a relationship to start. And so, and building the relationship starts with conversations, whether that's through LinkedIn, in-person meetings, which I highly recommend, or virtual meetings. And you have to be able to get yourself in the rooms, and it's just not any room. You have to be strategic about the rooms that you're getting in, because when you get in the right rooms and get connected with the right people, they will continue to introduce you to other people about your expertise, the work that you can do, your knowledge, et cetera, et cetera. So the script that you shared, it was really great. You know, we talked about that in some other councils that I'm in, and but being in the right rooms actually make it easier for you to have those conversations when people can just connect you, just do a simple email to the right individuals, because one organization can really change the trajectory of your business.
Mic drop. There we go. LaTanya, you nailed it. That's it. That's it. Relationships lead to results. So, and the right relationships. That's it. Yes. So, ladies, thank you. My goodness, delicious and delightful and action-packed, strategy-filled session today. Really, thank you to each of you for showing up and participating and being all in. Okay. So join us tomorrow. We're going to talk about how to stay in, how to leverage those relationships, and how to get more business, how to make a bigger impact, and have that freedom lifestyle that ultimately we want and we got to get. Okay, bye for now. Lots of love to you. Mwah. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye. Set up your time with me. Can't wait to chat. Thanks. Bye-bye.